Hey Cobus, my name is Faulkner. I'm 18 years of age. One thing I should definitely say before I do this is that quite clearly I'm English and I do live in England. And I know you didn't reach the target that you needed in order to make the auditions international on Kickstarter, but I've decided to audition anyway. But by all means discount this audition based on the fact that I'm English. Obviously I'm willing to pay any necessary expenses like visas and flights and stuff, because let's be honest, they're ridiculously expensive. So beyond that, if you do decide to, watch this, in terms of music, music is, well, a lot of people say this, but music is effectively my life, in the sense that I live in this small room in my house, and I just sort of do it every day or most of the time. I like a lot of different music, like I'm quite into a lot of what you describe as progressive metal, really. So like Tool and a lot of like modern stuff like Periphery, but some other stuff you might be more familiar with that I like. I like things like Radiohead, and more in common with your tastes, I like a lot of bands like Data Remember and Blink-182, stuff like that. A lot of stuff, really. I'm auditioning to play in your band on keyboard or piano, probably piano, if I had a choice. I like to do things with, a bit of a classical slant on it. But I don't mind classical music. I quite like classical music, but I like to maintain a certain amount of energy in a song, especially if you're covering it. Anyway, so the first song I'll be playing is My Life for Hire by Data Remember. there you go. That was that, and hope you liked it and stuff. For the next thing, you suggested doing perhaps an improvisation, which suits me down to the ground because that's how I do most things. I have a fairly good grasp of key signatures and that sort of thing, but I like to improvise a lot. So I'll just pick a key, let's say F minor, and I'll just sort of run with it, and hopefully you'll be like, yeah, yeah. And there you go, that was just an improvisation. And I also apologise, there appears to be some sort of lawnmower operating right outside my window, so I really hope that's not audible. To end, without going on too much, this is a bit cliche, but it is true that to go to America, and more specifically to do something to do with music, has always been the ultimate goal for me, which is why your project has appealed to me so much, and why I've taken it upon myself to do this despite circumstances. I love creating music. Please, by all means, check out my channel. I've got various songs that I've made, covers I've done. I can't really express how much it would mean to me if you were to accept me, but at the same time, I perfectly understand if this whole thing isn't really valid, and I apologise in that case for taking up your time. Thanks a lot, Cobus. I'm Leo Faulkner, and hope you pick me.